Well, I am in King Street Station in Seattle, a beautiful old marble station, about to board my train to San Francisco. 20 hours, but through some of the most beautiful parts of Western USA, down the coastline, the Amtrak Skyliner. And I'm really, really excited. Limited Wi-Fi, apparently. I mean, I've traveled on the Banty West Coast. I know what it is to be on a train with limited Wi-Fi. So, I'm going to have to try and tune out. I want to do some editing of the pod, but maybe I have to just disengage, enjoy the journey, be present, download Gareth Southgate's show, Dear England, on BBC iPlayer and have a relaxed time. But next stop, San Francisco. Boarding. Got my blue ticket, car 12, seat 45. Who will I be sat next to? Ooh. This is fun. Might not be saying that in a few hours. Feels fun now. Jeez. Look at this big boy. It's huge. I mean, it couldn't be a more cliched American train. Big, silver, 2 decks, huge thing. Bit of a beast. No aerodynamics, just big one square block of silver American train branded in Amtrak and the red and blue stripes. Let's go and see who I'm sat next to. Oh God, I hope they're nice. Seattle's field, FIFA, blanking it out. And we're off on the train. I'll tell you about my seat soon. All aboard the Amtrak Skyline train. So I've left Seattle where, maybe about an hour into the journey now. We've done one stop and we're heading off out of Seattle past the incredible Mount Rainier, which is like a volcanic rock, still apparently a live volcanic rock. It hasn't erupted for many centuries, but a beautiful, if you know Mount Fuji in Japan, looks very similar to that. Huge, 4,300 meters, snow-capped mountain, vast, and it sits sort of in the plains on its own, majestically rising out of the Washington state countryside outside Seattle. So we've gone past that on the left-hand side of the train. On the right-hand side of the train, as we continue south, will be the coastline and various other things into the journey as we head south. But after all my waxing lyrical about connection and how lovely people are, this is so typical of me. All my friends will be laughing about this. Board the train, sit down. We haven't even set off. And the only seats in the entire carriage who've chosen to recline instantly are the two in front of me. Now, the gap in front of you is much bigger than on a flight. It's quite big. The seats can recline to a sort of semi-reclined situation so you can have a bit of a nap. But, of course, typical of me, 5-year-old child, mother in front of us, huge reclines, set up beds, duvets, whacking around in the chair. What's wrong with people? What's wrong with parenting? What's wrong with a bit of respect? Is that entirely necessary? Then they went off to the buffet car, left the seats reclined. So me and my new friend, a chap from China who's living in Seattle, moving down to San Francisco for some work for a little while. There we are, cramped up, dealing with the recliners in front of me. So much for humanity and connection, eh? Anyway, so I'm on the train now. The Wi-Fi is pretty poor. So I'm just going to have to commit to being present and leave the edit. So there might be a few days between releases of this podcast. Forgive me. Blame Amtrak. Maybe they co-own Avanti West Coast, share the same lack of Wi-Fi provider. That's been fascinating, when you're on these flights. I flew Alaska Airways from Edmonton here. I mean, it's Elon, isn't it? But connected to Starlink, the Wi-Fi was pretty good on the flight. It's been the same on Air Canada and American Airlines. You get really decent Wi-Fi, so you can actually work quite productively on these longer flights. Anyway, maybe we should all get better at being present. Anyway, that's enough of my moaning. So I'm going to try and make a reservation in the lunch car. There was a rather officious guard saying, he'll come to us, don't come to him. Being on a train is interesting. It reminds me when I was in my gap year, I did a lot of travelling around Australia on the big, huge intercity buses. And you got some curious folk taking that as a form of transport. And the train really does attract some different parts of society, let's say. Some real characters on here. I guess there are people, tourists like me and my mate from China, who are just having an experience. There are people who are doing this because it's the most economical way to travel over long distances. There are families on here having the experience, and It's not to say that, you don't get these people on flights, but there's some real characters. Let's just say that. Nighttime's going to be interesting. That really will take me back to those intercity buses in Australia, driving miles and miles and miles. Anyway, am I regretting it? No. Nah, this is great. I'm relaxing into it. I've let my precious tension go about how people operate in seats and behave around other people. I'm going to have to let that go. Be present, enjoy it. Hopefully strike up some conversations as we go. I've already seen one woman in a kilt and a Scotland football shirt and pink hair. She's representing. So I wonder where she's heading. Anyway, going to relax a little bit, take in the views and see what comes later in the journey. All of us photographing the sunset. Beautiful. Well, after nearly 20 hours after leaving Seattle, the sun is rising over Sacramento in California, and I managed to squeeze in about 5-6 hours of sleep. I think that's pretty good, about as much as I could expect. It's like a sort of premium economy style chair with a big recline and quite a bit of leg room, despite the family in front of me, and I managed to squeeze in some sleep. But it's been a really interesting journey, and I have had some great conversations, chatting to an Amish family who went off killing bears from Pennsylvania, a Kenyan business analyst living in Delaware, a Delaware chemist touring the country looking for universities to do a PhD, a self-described hick from nowhere who, when I told him about my travelling plans, he said, "Damn, you've been around. Don't run out of peanut butter." He had some other choice phrases as well. I've had some great lunches, some great evening meals, chatting to people, and I spent some time chatting to a Bangladeshi PhD student just walked by who happens to be a Chelsea fan. We talked all things from Drogba to Mourinho, and he was pretty knowledgeable on the Leeds United squad as well. So here's a snippet from a few of those conversations. How long have you been doing that?
This is my 5th year.
Wow.
Actually. Although, I've only done maybe like 3 months of farming this year, and the rest have been on the road.
Just travelling.
Yeah, just getting around. I took a couple months actually locating a farm that I liked.
Okay.
And then I worked on the farm for 2 months and then had enough.
Yeah.
I feel kind of stupid because I left New York and I said, I'm going to go farm for a year. And like, I'm going to leave in July.
Right.
So that's not a year.
Well, you've got to find out, haven't you? Like, you never know until you do it, right? So.
That's true. It's been intense.
Yeah.
The last, 6 months? Just on the road.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds, I don't imagine. And
Yeah.
So the plan is to go back to New York.
Yeah, I'm going back to New York.
Got it out of your system? Feel like there's sort of being on the road, or is it just a temporary stop?
That's where I live. That's where I'm.
Yeah, have you seen Yellowstone or that show on Netflix? You made me think of that. There's like it's set on a ranch up in Montana, I think. And farmers come in and they come out, and they're more like ranchers really than farmers. But it's an interesting kind of American story.
Ranchers with like horses?
Yeah. Do you ride horses?
No, I'd like to. Those guys do.
Oh yeah, probably for work, yeah, but like, are they Amish?
Yeah.
It's fascinating, this train. There's so many different walks of life on here.
This is what you do most of the time, this podcast?
I'm an actor and I direct theatre as well, so.
Cool.
So yeah, I've got kind of freelancey creative life, so like, if I can do these little projects, then I get a lot of enjoyment out of that.
Okay, I should get your contact from my friend because he also like kind of freelances.
Oh yeah.
But he does tons of theater.
Oh well, cool.
Yeah, and does
In New York?
No, in Stroud, but he's been.
Oh okay.
He gets around. He was in Finland. Then he was in like Vienna. But he lives in Stroud.
Oh wow.
And he's trying to get over to the U.S. because he likes New York.
Yeah.
I grew up doing a bit of theater. I haven't done any recently though.
Yeah.
I have friends who are. That's what they do though.
Did I see you with a sketchbook earlier? Were you like sketching?
Oh, for like 2 minutes. I wasn't sketching. I was writing.
Oh, okay. What do you write?
Oh, I was feeling depressed when I was in Vancouver, so I went like on this whole fucking just rabbit hole of how shitty everything is.
So a bit of an outpouring of stuff. Is it like a diary or?
Yeah, it's a diary, but I was having to do like biographical essays recently, so a lot was like that. But otherwise, it's just poetic stuff, often to do with farming, the world. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me think of the beat poets. Have you read any of those, like Ginsberg?
No,
They're
so.
American poets, sort of quite prolific in the 60s, but they were one of the most famous books is called On the Road, and it's about, not dissimilar to what you've described a little bit of just these guys on the road writing their responses, poetry. It's quite an iconic little read if you're ever interested.
Say it one more time.
Allen Ginsberg, On the Road. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Quite a seminal new American poet.
Can you be here now? Yes. Or one of his buddies did.
Yeah, who was his mates? It was like Ginsberg. There was two or three of them.
Leary
Yeah.
was one of the people. Now I don't know about Kerouac.
Jack Kerouac. That's all. Kerouac wrote On the Road, didn't he?
He may have.
I think it might be
I think he
Kerouac.
died pretty young, and the only
Yeah.
reason I know about him is because I happened to run into a book a week ago.
Oh wow, yeah.
And it had pictures. And I took pictures with the phone because they take pictures of everything.
Yeah.
And it mentioned Jack Kerouac. I
Yeah.
think he died in '57, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
But he was
Makes
like one
sense.
of the original beats.
The beats, yeah, the beat poets, yeah. Did you grow up on a farm?
Not really. Most people who grow up on farms don't end up on them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Are you from London then?
From the north of England, from Yorkshire. I grew up in a city called Leeds, near
Oh,
Leeds
sure.
in York.
So what's the acting work that you do? Or did you say directing?
Yeah, I direct theatre, like plays. I just directed a production of Macbeth that's touring around the UK. And then, yeah, act in theatre and do a bit of TV.
That's very cool. Yeah, I was in Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh, cool. Who did you play in that?
Dom Pedro.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. That was in 8th grade. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
But I was also in, I was in like King Richard II.
Oh, wow. Heavy.
Yeah, but I was like several smaller roles.
Yeah.
But that was really good to be a part of.
Yeah.
I think that was actually the last Shakespeare play.
Do you like Shakespeare? Do you read much of it?
Yeah, I know a little bit of Shakespeare by heart. Yeah, so I do like it.
Yeah. That's amazing.
On the train up, I read Life of Pi.
Oh, really?
A bridge
And
across
today I finished
Highway
Anne of Green
58.
Gables.
Oh, wow.
way
How did you find
down
that?
there.
My great grandfather
Coming
actually
up
did
pretty
the
quick.
illustration
I
for
think it's before the other side of that.
I don't know if it's
but
the
we just
original.
sneak along
Oh,
the
wow.
side of the
How
hill.
cool.
there.
it's for one of
That's great. So he was an illustrator for what kind of stuff, like novels?
No, this is like a one-off.
Oh, wow.
Because he was a
Oh.
Canadian, so it was just
Kind
this
of
Green
like you get a
Gables thing.
cigarette and a blind.
It must have been the same location or something. They must have known each other somehow.
Yeah. How cool.
Yeah.
That's a nice little legacy story.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I read it, but also because I know my grandpa, he was obsessed with it for a little while.
Yeah.
Not related to him.
Yeah. And so you've got Canadian family, have you?
Yeah, my mom's side is pretty Canadian. Yeah.
Pretty Canadian. So they're Vancouver way.
My grandma is
Yeah.
from Vancouver. Yeah, North Vancouver.
You said was a couple of times. Has she recently passed or?
I think so.
No.
No, she's still. I was just with her.
I get. I hope she's still alright.
Sorry about it.
We are at the media point of dinner reservations. That means if you're holding a 6:30 dinner reservation, you're gonna come to the dining car, you're gonna step just inside the door, wait to be seated. If you come into the side with all the people on it, go to the other side with no people on it. That's where we're gonna put you. 6:30 dinner reservations to the dining car.
Vancouver's a great city, isn't it? I dated a Vancouveran for a little while, so I flew over a few times to hang out there. I really loved it.
That's interesting. I was just in North Vancouver the whole time, so I can't say anything about actual Vancouver.
Yeah, okay.
I like North Vancouver a lot, though.
Is that towards like Whistler and the mountains and things?
Yeah, it's on the North Shore, pretty much. So you take the sea bus over. But I liked it a lot.
Yeah, beautiful part of the world.
There wasn't too many people in hardship over there either.
Yeah.
They're mostly in
Yeah, it was interesting to see that in Seattle. There was a lot of homelessness, I noticed.
I didn't see it as much in Seattle as I did in Vancouver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I walked both of them like a good bit. In Vancouver, it's all this like it's open, you know, like no, they're not hiding anything.
Yeah.
Even I think it's because the drugs are legal in Canada,
Okay.
Long way, but
like
it really-
crack.
so when you thought your ears were popping,
Really?
right?
It's all legal
We were down in the valley.
or something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure heroin's illegal.
kind of gradual for me.
I don't know the specifics, but there's a lot of things just that no one's hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like even just like smoking meth or something just out on the street. Like I didn't see anybody doing that in Seattle,
Yeah.
but in Vancouver it was like a lot of people.
Wow.
I talked to an officer for just a minute, and he said something about it too. So
Yeah, interesting.
yeah, that was like really like an eye opener for me. Just to see all these people just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
kind of just like zombies. Yeah, because I was kind of down on myself for a few days, like, thinking I was hopeless, and then I was like, oh my god,
It will, pretty
I'm
quick.
like not hopeless. I'm like,
At least I say pretty quick.
So it was an inspirational story. Relativity can be quite helpful sometimes.
yeah. I was pretty much describing them, honestly. And it kind of makes sense. I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. I was feeling like really bad, like all these people.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Why would you say you're pretty hopeless? Where's that?
It didn't say shut your mouth. It just said,
I'm not. I'm just
it said don't outthink your
just
words.
melancholic. And
Or it said think faster than you speak.
I just say
Something
shit.
I got in my wallet.
You're a thinker.
It kept
Yeah, it's like Eeyore. If Eeyore was to write poetry, kind of. Sometimes, not all the time. It was specific. Just because I'm used to working all the time, and this with my grandma, it was like I wasn't working at all. I was just a totally different rhythm.
Yeah.
But also just all this traveling. It's like God, like who am I?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Sometimes having space to think can be, it's obviously great to be reflective sometimes, that all kinds of things can flood into our head in that time, can't it? That may or may not be helping us.
Yeah, then you go through the crisis, and then you're like, yeah, the original plan was still a pretty good plan.
Yeah. At least I'm not hooked on crack.
okay. Yeah, somewhere they
But that's the point of travel, right? Is find new perspectives and relativity, because if your world is connected to a place and it's a little bit small and you're obsessed with that, and then you expand your world, then you find new relativity to your position, and you can find context for good and bad, and then make different decisions, right? I mean, I traveled from,
imagine if they unhooked
being 17, I went to Australia and traveled for a year around Asia and Australia, and then when you come back to the UK, you've got a whole new sense of your place in the world, literally having gone to the other side of the planet and back again. Then you have a different context for how you view your life relative to other people, and when you meet people who for good reason, haven't even maybe left their town. You can understand why sometimes the way they view the world can be, from my perspective, quite narrow or quite isolated in their thinking, because why the hell should they have any other context? They haven't experienced it directly. So yeah, it's only a good thing, I think.
Actually, what I'm going to do is not say anything.
I guess what strikes me from some of those chats is that it took a while for conversations to start striking up, but hours into the journey, you could sense that people started interacting. Now that could be just boredom, time, necessity, or it could be that if you put people in the same environment for long enough and you give them a shared focus, conversations start happening. Now obviously on this trip, football is that for so many people, and it's very immediate and obvious, and we're congregating in stadiums or fan parks or bars to have that literal same focus. And so on this journey, I guess that shared focus became nature, the view from the window, food, and instead of staring at our screens, we stared at a mountain, a river, the jail, a bridge, and conversations began, but then evolved into a whole range of things that you could never have anticipated. So not much World Cup conversation, but some really interesting encounters with fascinating people, most of which, all of which, I'll probably never, ever see again. But in some way, we've informed each other's life. So, here we go. San Francisco next. About 2 hours. Can't wait. Always want to go there. Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz, the Castro, the trams, the hills, the food. Can't wait. Oh yeah, the football.